Hey there, it's Lex and Riot, and we are headed to another ghost town because dopamine. Hey there, we are in Gold Point, which is technically a ghost town, but still has an active population of 27. I just was able to talk to one of the residents who was picking up her mail at these mailboxes, and she said that they're used to tourists. She was really friendly, but it is still somewhat active. There's some populace here. So what's going to be confusing here maybe is what is occupied. Like, for instance, that building over there has a almost brand new trailer parked next to it. So I would hate to obviously disrupt that. So we're just going to take a peek around, but we probably won't peek too far just in case we're peeking right into someone's residence. They'd be liable to pull a gun on us for that. I grew up on 3rd Avenue, just far, far from here. I appreciate that they have signage that says, it's private, no trespassing, so that we don't embarrass ourselves and upset anyone. Gold Point was settled originally by ranchers in the 1880s. Shortly after, prospectors moved in, developed silver and gold mines, and established tent homes. By 1908, the tent homes turned into more permanent wooden structures, and the camp became a town, complete with a post office. This building is labeled as private, and there's music coming from it. This town is way more occupied than I was anticipating, which is somewhat creepier than a ghost town. All these buildings have padlocks on them. I don't know if the zoom on this camera is strong enough. There's a ton of RVs down there, kind of like it's an RV park. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm just trespassing. I got some like ghost towny buildings. It's got a whole area just for hanging people. Very artistic housing. And there's only 27 people that live here, but like if I was one of the 27, I don't know how much I'd want people running through my town. So I think we're gonna take off here in a second. You just don't see a hangman's area every day. It reminds you of just such a brutal past we used to have. I could be completely wrong. I'm just saying because it's way more active of a town than I anticipated. And there's like music and noise coming from several buildings and like a guy out working on his truck over there. And new RVs parked outside of these like old dilapidated buildings. I don't know that I would consider this a ghost town. I feel awkward, like I'm intruding. Even though the lady at the mailboxes was really nice. I don't know. I feel like this would be the type of place where if you weren't real kind to the folks that live here, they could easily bury your body. You know what I mean? So we're gonna head out. With a little more research, I came to find that Gold Point was a booming and prosperous town all the way until World War II, when gold mines were ordered to shut down as non-essential to the war effort. After the war, small-scale mining resumed until the 1960s, when a cave-in at the main mine proved more expensive to fix than the quality and value of the ore would pay, effectively closing the mine and the town. I also came to find that the town is very hospitable. It's just best to come announced, or at least when the museum is open. They do in fact have an RV park that's open year-round, and a historical society that routinely performs reenactments. I feel kind of silly that I let this ghost town get the better of me and spook me out of there. But as it were, on to the next one. Our journey into ghost towns takes us to Riot, which may seem familiar as it's been used as a movie set for ages now. It was a 1905 gold mining town, now defunct, and used for art installations and, as I mentioned, a movie set. It's also seeming to be a very popular tourist destination. Let's take a look around. Here we see the Las Vegas and Tonopah train depot. This depot was for one of 3 railroads that served this booming town. It's all boarded up and there is a public notice on it, as the conditions of the building seem to now be hazardous. But it's hard not to appreciate the architecture and be able to dream of what it once looked like and how much fun it must have been to be inside. As the town dwindled, this train depot turned into a hotel and casino, until finally becoming vacant to all but a few remaining specters. And here is a wooden train car, still intact. It's fun to fantasize how much gold this used to haul. I have to say, it's a good thing we're in the desert because this roof looks sure leaky. What we're looking at are the remnants of a once prosperous bank. Makes you wonder about what our banks will look like 115 years from now. This bank building was erected in January of 1908 and had 3 stories plus a basement. The post office was in the basement, bank on the first floor, and business offices on the second and third floors. The building had electric lights, steam heating, and marble floors. Over here we have the remnants of what once was a rather large jewelry store. It goes to show the level of prosperity a town can have. This town was founded in 1905. By 1906, all these buildings were erected as just masses of people came in to, benefit from the mining. And then as soon as the gold runs out, so do the people. Prospectors found gold in Riot in 1904. By 1905, the town was established. By 1908, the population bloomed to 8,000 people. And then by 1920, when the gold ran out, the population was estimated at 14. One of the original earthship homes, Tom Kelly's bottle house, was erected in 1906. He built the 3-room bottle house to raffle it off. The house served as a residence to the winning family for many, many years. Most recently, it was a curio shop. On the tour map, it shows this as being one of the 2 residences left standing here at Riot. However, to me, it looks kind of like it could have been the jail. Yep. There's the end of the GoPro. As the second of the remaining cabin structures, this smaller 2-room cabin was thought to also serve as the town brothel. Girls gotta work, gotta eat, gotta make that money. It's humbling to think of what our prosperous cities could look like in 115 years. And I'm so thankful the BLM preserves these sites for us. Rhyolite offers more than just an amazing ghost town, though. It also offers art where it seemingly shouldn't be. It's a museum at our favorite price. To me, this looks like a miner and a penguin. Here at the Visitors Center, I was able to get a brochure to this Goldwell Open Air Museum. And go figure, it is a prospector and a penguin. Here we have an installation called Ghost Rider. Now, I don't know about where you're from, but a ghost bicycle back in Chicago was a fixed gear that was painted white and usually left on a roadside where someone had a mortal tragedy riding their bikes through that city. It also would apply to people that painted their fixed gear white, which was said to be unlucky to ride through the streets of Chicago. Do you guys have something like that with your bicycle riders? The museum began in 1984 with the creation and installation of a major sculpture by a Belgian artist titled The Last Supper, a ghostly interpretation of Christ and his disciples, sited against the backdrop of the expansive Armagosa Valley. East meets southwest with this origami crane. Here we have Our Lady of the Desert, which takes ancient Greek art and pixelates it for the 21st century. Although I would say her body maintenance doesn't look 21st century, if you know what I mean. Her assets do, though. I just love having to stop for these burros. Babies. Oh, God, they're cute. We could probably fit one in the trailer, Riot. Thank you so much for watching. We sure hope that you got something out of these ghost town adventures. If you did, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and subscribing. And we'll see you next time. All right, go, 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 go. There's rabbits out there. Jackrabbits. She gonna get one day.